Hey friends, how's everyone doing today? Hope you're all having an amazing day so far. Tamie M coming to you from TamieMCoaching.com. And what I want to talk to you about today is the biggest disease affecting humanity today. But before we dive into that, I want to introduce you to Jasper. This is my little kitten. He's not so little, he's enormous, and he bombs my lives almost every day that I go live. So I thought I'd properly introduce you to him, but he's now taken off. So let's dive into the content today, shall we? The biggest disease affecting humanity today. Any guesses? Any idea what that is? That's what we're going to be talking about. So it's not a little subject. We don't do little itty bitty subjects here. So if you have any ideas, drop a comment and let me know what you think the biggest disease affecting humanity today is. Before we get started, I'm going to say hello. I see I have some friends hopping on. Christy, welcome. Thanks for joining. Julie, how are you, girlfriend? Nice to see you. Thanks for hopping on. Cheyenne, I think I got that right this time around. Thanks for hopping on, love. Nice to see you. Friends, do me a favor. I'm tearing here. I do this every now and then, so forgive me. If you're catching me live, drop me a 1 in the comments. If you're catching the replay, drop me a 2. And if you're new to my live broadcast, let me know you're new and let me know where you're coming in from so I can reach out and say hello. So the biggest disease affecting humanity today. Any guesses? The I am not enough syndrome. The I am not enough syndrome. I firmly believe, working as an empowerment life coach with women, all of these decades that I have lived on this planet, my own personal experience, my own professional experience, having a front row seat to so many amazing people in my life, I firmly believe that this is the biggest disease affecting humanity today. If you tune into me regularly, you often hear me say that our outside is a reflection of our inside. Our outside is a reflection of our inside. So if there's any lack going on in any area of our life, it's a reflection of an internal lack. It's just the way the universe works, folks. Like, it's just, quantum physics 101, right? Our outside is a reflection of our inside. So what we carry internally is what we will perpetually see reflected back in any area of our life, will be reflected back to us, okay? So this whole I am not enough syndrome, human beings growing up on planet Earth, in my opinion, was programmed into us long before we had a say in the matter by well-meaning, well-intended, often well-intended, very well-intended, loving people who were wanting to keep us safe and tell us what it, how it is with regards to ourselves and the world at large, so, as to perhaps maybe minimize some damage when we go out there in the big bad world if we have more realistic expectations and that sort of thing, right? So I am not enough cripples us in so many ways in our life, in so many areas of our life. And like I said, our outside is always a reflection of our inside. So if there is an area of your life that you are dissatisfied with, understand that the shift has to take place internally before we'll see any shift in the outside. I don't care what area of life we're talking about, whether that's your romantic life, your health, your finances, your profession, your relationships at large. The shift has to take place internally first before we're going to see any shift in the outside world. And the basis of that shift has to be addressing our own personal I am not enough syndrome. If we are walking through life feeling consciously or unconsciously, so on any level, that we are not enough, again, that's going to be reflected back to us. So let me have a look at my bullet points here so I don't leave anything important out. I see I have a whole bunch of people jumping on. Welcome, friends. Hey, Heather from Montreal. How are you, girlfriend? Thanks for joining. Do me a favor, guys. If you're catching the broadcast live, drop a 1 in the comments. If you're catching the replay, drop a 2. And if you're new to my live broadcast, let me know you're new and let me know where you're coming in from so I can reach out and say hello. And the reason I ask you to do that, by the way, in case you're wondering why I always ask you to do that, is because it actually helps more people see the broadcast. As you guys engage with your comments and, you know, your emojis and what have you, more people get to see the live broadcast. So that's why I ask you to do that. All right, so the biggest disease affecting humanity, I am not enough. Our biggest obstacle in any area of our life, in terms of getting, attracting, creating, what it is that we would really rather be experiencing is self-doubt. I know this from personal experience, and I know this, like I said, from having a front row seat to the lives of so many incredible human beings with so much to offer the world and others, and their internal state of self-doubt, self-criticism. I am not enough is the one and only thing holding them back. And for a period of my life, it was the one and only thing holding me back. I could get so far in certain areas of my life and I would hit that wall. And it was only when I busted through the limiting beliefs that I was carrying around about myself, my experiences, my potential, what was possible for me. It was only then that things really began to shift. So this is where the internal shift needs to take place. Self-doubt is your #1 obstacle, whether that's attracting the love of your life, creating the financial circumstances that you want to create for yourself, creating the professional circumstances that you want to create for yourself, creating a robust social life and, you know, attracting amazing friends into your life that you really vibe with, soulmate people that you really connect with. Self-doubt is the one thing holding you back. It always boils down to that. So the solution, internal shifting. And that begins with starting to see ourselves for who we truly are. Starting to see ourselves for who and what we truly are. Believe it or not, you are an incredibly powerful, unbelievably valuable human, capital H, human being, whether you realize that or not, whether you embrace that or not. That is the truth. You are a magnificent creation, a magnificent child of God, whether you realize that or not. So beginning to shift our own internal self-image and view of ourselves is critical for that internal shift in terms of overcoming the limiting beliefs and the self-doubt and the I am not enough syndrome, starting to shift the way in which we view ourselves, the way in which we see ourselves. My clients and I go on major deep dives in a number of areas with regards to this work. It's not, you know, it's possible for us to have quantum shifts very quickly in a moment. More often than not, there's a little bit of work involved in terms of rewiring and reprogramming what's going on in our unconscious, which is what's driving 95% of the game of our life. Fact. If you want to know what's going on in your unconscious mind, how do we know it's unconscious, right? Well, if you want to know, the results are showing up in your life. That's how you know what's going on in your unconscious mind. The patterns you're stuck in, the patterns you keep repeating, the same people you keep attracting, the same experiences you keep having, like the person who says, you know, I just can't cut a break. I just can't get a break. Right? Same experiences over and over and over again. Well, who's the common denominator in this situation? And it's not about blame or beating up on ourselves. That doesn't help. That doesn't serve us in terms of getting past the I am not enough syndrome. But it is about getting real and getting honest and understanding that, if I'm the common denominator, then maybe something inside of me needs to shift. Shifting how we view ourselves, fundamental, absolutely fundamental. Starting to realize exactly who and what we are and the inherent power that we carry as conscious or unconscious, our choice, co-creators of our reality. Healthy self-esteem, my friends, is not arrogance. A lot of people are under the delusion. I grew up with a family who, my goodness, they had to pummel our, our self-esteem into the ground. God forbid we should have a good thought about ourselves, right? Like they had this distorted perception of themselves, reality, life, the world, whatever. And I have many, many, many memories that I have had to heal and work through. And maybe some of you can relate to this, where there was literally like an unspoken common agenda to make sure this person doesn't grow up with healthy self-esteem, because God forbid she should have a positive view of herself. That might be considered conceited. That might be considered arrogant. What a bunch of freaking bullshit. Like, what a bunch of freaking nonsense. In order to have an amazing life, we've got to be operating from a place of healthy self-esteem and self-love from deep down inside in order to be able to attract and consciously co-create the things that we'd really rather be experiencing in life. We've got to be operating from a solid foundation of healthy self-love, healthy self-esteem. That's not arrogance. That's not conceit. That's actually spiritual and emotional and psychological health and well-being at its finest. And it really is the foundation of all good things in our lives. Critical, 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 critical. Our true power lies in being our true authentic self. Our true power lies in being our true authentic self. When it comes to dealing with this disease, this rampant, this prevalent disease of I am not enough, making conscious contact with our authentic self and becoming more of that, less of the false persona that we think everybody needs to see, or the mask that I need to wear to stay safe or get what I want in life and yada yada. Less of that bullshit and more connection to our genuine authentic self. Critical, critical. In my own personal journey and a lot of the work that I do with my clients, and born out of my own experience of healing the wounded inner child, and now is a piece of the work that I do with my clients, getting in touch with and healing our wounded inner child. That is all about making conscious contact with our authentic selves. What happens to it's estimated 85 to 95% of the population on planet Earth grow up in what is considered to be dysfunctional, less than nurturing, painful environments. And what happens as a result at a very young age is our authentic self, as a result of wounding and trauma. My battery is about to die here, so hopefully it lasts till I wrap this up. But I want to make this point. As a result of wounding and trauma, what happens is our authentic self goes into hiding at a very young age. So young, we're not even aware that that's really what's gone on. And a false codependent self emerges. And we go through life wearing these masks, behaving like puppet on strings, jumping through hoops, trying to win approval from the outside. Meanwhile, we're fractured internally. This is the basis of the disease of I am not enough, plaguing humanity today. Getting in touch with our genuine authentic self through doing our own personal inner child work, huge, huge. I don't know of too many things that will change your life faster for the better than actually rolling up your sleeves and doing that work. Very, very powerful stuff. You want to get past the I am not enough syndrome? Start there and watch your life begin to change in the most miraculous of ways. Last but not least, I want to make this quick because I think my battery is about to die, friends. The major cause of depression: harsh, hurtful, critical words that we say to ourselves. Never mind what others have said to us. Harsh, hurtful, critical words that we say to ourselves over and over again, like tapes playing on automatic pilot. Start paying attention to how you talk to yourself all the livelong day. And if you wouldn't talk to someone that you genuinely love and care about in that fashion, then knock it off. Observe how you talk to yourself. Don't beat yourself up more for it, but start shifting it. Pay attention to your self-talk and start talking to yourself like the miraculous, wonderful, worthy, incredibly valuable, amazing human being that you are. And start shifting out of this I am not enough syndrome and into the place of I am the conscious co-creator of my reality. I am a child of God and I deserve to have an amazing life, and I am going to get about the business of creating that for myself. Friends, I hope you got some value out of this today. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to like, comment, and or share. Once again, my name is Tamie M. I am an empowerment coach for women. I help women recover from unhealthy relationships so that they can find and keep happy, healthy love. If you have any questions, PM me. I'd be happy to answer them for you. I'm releasing a free 7-part video training series this week. Almost forgot to mention it. If you're interested in gaining access to my free 7-part video training series on how to finally attract happy, healthy love into your life, drop a comment letting me know you're interested. Send me a private message. I'll add you to the list. And when it's released later this week, I'll make sure that you gain access. With that, I will leave you with this. As always, know your value and unlock your freedom. Mwah. Much love. Bye for now.